Hey guys, welcome to part 6 of the Haunt Insider. I've been really busy recently. Got a lot of different things I'm trying to film and ideas. I just did the 500 subscriber contest, and thank you for anyone that commented and watched that video. I uploaded part 5 of Haunt Insider on Saturday, like I mentioned in that in the contest video. And I upload it like late evening, sort of into the nighttime, and I can't do that on Saturdays because it's a shitty time to upload anything. So that one doesn't have very many views. So if you're seeing part 6 and you're like, I missed 5 or what happened, go back and watch part 5. It's like 10-11 minutes long also. So if you have an extra spare 11 minutes, please go watch that one as well. Part 6. Part 5 was a little bit different. Kind of had a couple people in there that I wasn't really featuring their haunts per se, but a little more detailed Halloween stuff that they do. But part 6 is back haunt strong, I guess you could say. The first one I want to mention is the Mitchell Cemetery, and on YouTube they are How to Haunt is their channel. They are fairly well known. They're in my home state, Florida. They live in Pensacola, Florida. It's Lynn and Sean Mitchell. They have a fair amount of views on their videos. They don't have a lot of videos on their YouTube channel. There's like 9 videos. Their videos go from 2005 for their haunt till 2009. But they do have a website called howtohauntyourhouse.com. They have 3 books that they've put out on how to haunt your house, and fantastic pictures. The books are full of images, which is really awesome. And their haunt is incredibly detailed. So I can clearly see. I've never read any of the 3 books, so I don't want to pretend like I have. But I could imagine that they have quite a bit of tips and tricks. Just alone, I'd be interested to check them out for the detail I see in their videos of their display. I mean, it's not just setting a couple objects down on a table and calling it, a lab, or putting a few candles around, some tombstones or something. They really have a lot of little details going on with everything. Everything you'd think of with, the hot glue like spider webbing, to just little bits of fabric and stuff hanging off everything. The candles that they have, like the fake candles, are just so precisely dripped. It's like pristinely perfect haunted house, and there's a ton of decorating going on inside their house. That's the first thing I noticed is for 2009, most of the video, or a little over half the video, was all based on inside their house, which is awesome. There's one prop that I did notice in 2009. They have a fantastic like endless tunnel, but instead of doing like a mine shaft or just a well or something like that, they took it and made it more of a side view where you're looking at sideways. And I want to show you a little clip real quick of it because it is that cool. And like always, I want to show you at least one thing that I found really interesting in it. You can see it has like lanterns hanging in it. There's potted plants, and there's some stuff hanging down the front. It just gives it more dimension to it, so it's not just, a light bulb or, one object. It actually looks like a pathway with the potted plants going down the pathway. So I thought that was pretty damn awesome. The website has pictures from 2010 and 2011, but no video. This is, sorry, as I put the camera back down, this is their website, very nicely built, and this is their haunt page basically. It has, like I said, 2011, 2010, and the videos also from YouTube are on here as well, and it goes back to 2005. It's really cool also because they've won some awards. They've also done filming in 2011 for Home and Garden TV, I believe, and they shot all day long to be aired in the Halloween season of 2012. So keep an eye out also for that. Any mention of a haunt in Pensacola, Florida, on Home and Garden Network, that would be them. So that is the Mitchell Cemetery. How to Haunt is their YouTube channel, and howtohauntyourhouse.com, and check them out. This second haunt is pretty amazing, just for the amount of work that these people undertook. I got to give a quick shout out to Morick360 for turning me on to this haunt. Up until a few days ago, I'd never even heard of it. It was put on in 2005, and that's it, at least in this form. It was called the Rossmore Shipwreck Haunted House, and it's on the YouTube channel Sunset Designers. Basically, from watching the videos, there's 5 videos about this haunted house. It seems that they weren't sure if they were going to do a haunted house this year. They did them in the past. The main guy was able to get in contact with some people just a few weeks before Halloween that had a piece of property that had a house on it that was going to be demolished, and they said, "Hey, go for it. You know, do your haunted house here." So it took them about, they said, around 2 weeks construction-wise, getting it ready. Just tons of work they did on the house itself, which I'll show you real quick. There's holes they cut in the ceiling to make a little like crow's nest. There's the boat they built like into the house. They definitely, you know, like I said, they had no qualms of ripping this thing apart. The ceiling inside the house, the walls on the side they knocked down. Just amazing undertaking of work that these people did in 2 weeks. And the crazier thing, at least to me, is that it was only open for one day for 3 hours. Halloween night, 3 hours, that's it. I put my haunt on for one day for just Halloween, but I don't knock down walls of a house and stuff for it. Obviously, you know, this house was gone afterwards, but still, that's a lot of work. They used a lot of just kind of, I guess the best way to describe it is old-style haunted house techniques, I guess, at least for me, like things that I did back when, you know, I was doing a haunted house either with my friends or at a school or something like that. Not saying it's bad or anything, obviously, because you can tell they built an entire ship front on the front of the house, but I mean, just sort of the way they did scares and stuff were kind of cool. They didn't really have pneumatic props. They weren't using anything really expensive. They were just using, you know, sort of what they had, you know, probably after they spent all the money on the construction. But there's a lot of actors. One of the rooms in particular has basically like a bridge built across 2 sections of water, and they literally filled a room with, you know, this deep of water and had an actor, you know, jumping in and splashing to scare people. They built like a real working gallows that they hung a couple kids from, which was pretty cool looking. There's so much video content in the sense of time, like lengthwise. There's only 5 videos about this haunt, but the sort of like the walkthrough video alone is 40 minutes long. I know that's quite a bit of undertaking. I had to watch it in about 3 different times, 3 chunks, to watch the whole thing. But to help you out a little bit, the first 10 minutes, 20 seconds, is mainly video with music playing in the background. You don't hear any screams, no talking. At like the 10-minute and 20-second mark, the video for the rest of the whole vid is people, you know, talking, sort of like little interviews with some of the guests. People, you know, scare spots. So it's sort of interesting to watch. It's sort of like a short documentary of how a haunted house ran on Halloween night, which is sort of cool too, because I've never really watched, you know, people have scare cams and stuff, but you never really see the entire night, you know, in segments. So that was pretty cool. There's a full interview video also with the main guy that put it on, his wife, and some of the other actors. That one alone is also 30 minutes long. These people definitely had no qualms of, you know, whipping the camera out and filming this as much as they could. They definitely got more haunt footage than I have gotten of my haunt in the last 5 years. So even if this was only put on for 1 year, you know, kudos to them for really capturing it. Sorry, I had to stop filming there for a second because one of my cats was puking in the hallway. So yeah, that was gross. Anyway, just to wrap it up, thank you again, Morik360, for pointing that one out to me. And again, it is the Rossmore Shipwreck Haunted House, and it is on the YouTube channel Sunset Designers. Our last haunt comes from a very oddly named YouTube channel, Donnie Pointment. Kind of want to know the backstory of where that name came from. It's a fairly small haunt, but obviously from other Haunt Insider videos I put up, small haunt doesn't mean anything except for possibly amazing. It all just depends on the use of the space you have. And this haunt has a very long front yard, but very shallow, and that can be sort of a difficult space to work with. But I really like what they did with their cemetery and their tombstones. They sort of did like a modern look to it by putting them all in straight rows and very evenly spread apart. And then each one has like a dedicated light right behind it that shines at another stone. And in the 2011 video, they apparently put like black light bulbs in them and then drew with black light reflective paint onto the tombstones. So each one gets a really, you know, bright pop of the writing on it. So I thought that was really cool. They have some animated props. There's a really cool dead bride popping out of a coffin, which is the one that I'm going to highlight in this video. And here she comes. And she screams and her arms jump forward. Really creepy face. I dig that one. It's definitely would be a shocker to walk up on that thing flying at you. They also have a really big, cool monster in the box. There's a coffin that has a hand just raising it up really slow. And then they have a really awesome Madame Leota window, which I just really dug just from the way the candles are placed. And they were able to catch the Madame Leota video very well on their camera, which isn't easy to do. I haven't seen a lot of people been able to, you know, represent it on film like they did. So I thought that was pretty cool. There is also a little girl prop that is leaning in front of a tombstone that they have like segregated with a little like fence area, and the tombstone just says, I think, R.I.P. Mom on it, and the prop, you know, spins its head around, and it's one I've seen for sale at Spirit and stuff, and it's an okay prop, it's cool, but regardless, even if it was just a static prop, the fact of a little kid kneeling in front of a tombstone that says like Mom on it was really creepy. I just hadn't really ever seen that before. I've seen, like, you know, the mourning widow or the bride or groom at a grave, you know, for their fallen husband or wife. But this little kid, it was just creepy, and it was disturbing is the best way to describe it, I guess. The haunt videos on there's 5 of them. They go from 2009, 2011, and a couple of the videos are just dedicated to some of the props they have, just kind of showcasing them. But yeah, that's about it. It's a fairly simple but well executed. They have great lighting and some sound effects and some thunder and lightning, you know, strobing bulbs in the background, and just a good usage of space. And I definitely recommend go checking them out, and maybe someone using that little kid idea. I don't know if that would fit into my haunt necessarily, but I would like to see that done in different styles, maybe from other haunters. So anywho, thanks for watching episode 6. Peace out. Talk to you guys later.